What's up, everybody? Welcome back to X5 Podcast. We've got some very, very special guests in studio today. We have the band from Louisiana, Bad Charlotte. Y'all give it up for these guys. What's up?
Thank you. Not to be confused. We are not good Charlotte.
You're the bad. You're the bad.
Well, technically, her name's Charlotte, so
that's
why
we
did it. It wasn't like I was looking at Benji going, "I wish I was in your band." Go good Charlotte. It was like, "Oh, Charlotte," and then now it's Bad Charlotte.
Heck yeah.
Dang right,
man. We're pumped you're here, though.
I am excited to be here. This is like I've known all you guys forever. I just met Saint Germain.
Yep.
damn.
So that's cool.
He remembered.
Man, that was
Did you have to use a phone, man?
Yeah, I did.
He didn't look at
I had no
his
cheat
phone.
sheets for this broadcast whatsoever.
Oh.
Says motherfucker on here.
Just so you know, Saint Germain has a cup that
yeah?
says "bad motherfucker" on it.
Oh,
He
hell
tucks
yeah.
it everywhere. It's
Where is
embarrassing.
I'm not a bad motherfucker today. So
He was
Last night he was hot motherfucker with all the fur on.
It's in the dishwasher.
yeah, I had to wash that bad motherfucker.
Comes out with all fur laying in the dishwasher.
He looked like he fell on Alf last night. It was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it was quite pathetic. But man, everybody else looked awesome. I just looked like some homeless fucking
No, you look fantastic.
busted dude over here.
I just
You
wish
look
I could have
fantastic.
seen Matt.
Well, yeah.
my
What
God.
were all you guys? I mean, like.
So I was like Vince Neil now, fat, fat, bloated. I look like a mixture of Lexi Fox from Steel Panther and if he had an eating disorder the other way though.
I got you.
Like wasn't like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was cool and.
I was
Yeah,
Napoleon Dynamite.
But he looked like David
hell?
Koresh from Waco Tech, like the whole,
Yeah.
looked
That's
amazing.
awesome.
I was Pedro.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's good.
They're-
Especially with the
they're
heights
so
you guys
They
got.
looked awesome.
They
Yeah.
looked fantastic. Bert looked like a Venezuelan encyclopedia salesman. he looked so good last night.
I had like
Both
a
of them did.
big bun right here. The hair, wig was horrible,
Yeah.
which made it that much better. But I didn't shave. I'd grown out a little bit scruffy and didn't shave my mustache, so I actually had a mustache.
So it was legit. It was not a
Yeah.
glue on or whatever.
Almost shaved this, but I didn't commit that much.
Yeah, before I found out what you were, I thought you were going to be a cop because of the mustache.
I thought he was going to be Freddie Mercury. I was
That's
like,
what he said.
I was like Freddie
So
Mercury?
when you guys did this whole costume thing, did you guys know what you guys were doing? Like
no,
each
we
other, or
left it
you-
a surprise. That
Okay,
way, when we
cool.
all got here, we just.
So and you were the hit though. Like, meaning laughing.
Actually, everybody knew what I was because I spilled the beans.
I didn't know
I'm a weak ass.
What it was going to be.
Yeah, and Begley was like a snake charmer with a flute. Had this whole outfit, but the snake was tied, and it would come out of his crotchal area.
Oh yeah.
Crotchal area.
Like had fishing line from the flute, so it would like move around. It was.
Yeah.
It was
And speaking of
fantastic.
snakes, remember the snake in the cooler, Matt?
Oh, yeah.
That's
Oh,
still
man,
on
I've
his best.
heard-
You
that's
guys
the first
remember all
time
that?
I've heard
Do you remember
them.
that, Joe?
Oh, yeah.
The old
My
snake in the
Terry's
cooler,
house.
the
Yeah,
rubber
we-
snake. With
Yeah,
the,
with free drinks.
I
He
took
lifted
that
up. He tied like
everywhere,
a
and I
rubber snake
videoed
in
it.
there.
And I had, once I edited all the footage from everywhere, took it to Alaska even, took it everywhere, edited the footage, had over an hour and 15 minutes of just clips all
You
together.
don't have that anymore, do you?
Hard drive crashed.
That's right.
Lost it all.
Oh, dude,
So-
man.
Remember the guy in? We just played Ohio Put-in Bay at Hawkins Hotel.
Oh, yeah.
And I was in there and I was thinking about that. Like, remember that guy goes, "You cocksuckers," or whatever he said. He goes, "Ah!" And then he looks at you, cocksuckers. Cocksucker. The greatest thing in the world, man. He's
We were
like a
just
maintenance
dying
guy or
laughing.
whatever.
that place is a lot of fun.
Put-in Bay?
Gosh,
In the
it's
Feds?
fun,
Yeah, it is.
man.
It's unique, too.
It's
Yeah.
dangerous.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, it sure as fuck is.
You mean like swimming in the pool? That's dangerous.
That's
out there.
dangerous. all of the above.
Leaving the room is dangerous.
Yeah, they still have the same dungeon.
Yeah, but they're
Yes.
remodeling it.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, they finally
Just
did.
the
We actually
Why?
had a semi-real room.
Yeah.
This last trip.
Are you
Yeah.
talking about at Mr. Ed's?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we played
Yeah.
there. Actually, we played there. Was that last weekend? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was.
cool.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
last weekend.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
It's not-
That was their
Fucking
Halloween
freezing cold
show.
up there yet?
No, it wasn't. It was actually nice.
Really?
It wasn't bad at all.
They usually
was-
go
it was
to
gorgeous,
after
yeah.
October or
55
after
low.
Halloween. don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
they shut
that's
down,
usually when they shut down.
Yeah, they did their whole Halloween thing. Speaking of Halloween costumes, he was Negan from The Walking Dead. You got to see,
on.
dude.
Wow.
Wait till you. I mean, he looks like him anyways, but with his
Spot
get
on.
up, dude.
Yeah, well, I seen the pictures.
Yeah,
man. It's like
Yeah.
spot on.
Doppelganger.
you'd be like,
yeah.
what the
Yeah. Are
Yeah.
y'all dressing up tonight?
It is
Yes.
spot on.
Yeah.
Okay, good deal.
Oh, that's gonna be.
Yeah,
good
he's
stuff.
doing the Negan again.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna do my zombie costume again, and then
And I'm gonna be a nerd because
Yeah.
I am a nerd. You know,
A nerd?
Yeah, that's how it goes, man. Might as well own
Man,
it.
don't discount yourself, man.
Well, I gotta be honest with myself. I mean.
Well, if you were a nerd, then you couldn't go as a nerd for Halloween. So that means.
But I'm a Halloween baby, so
That's
I gotta
true.
be a nerd.
Yeah,
Birthday.
Today's his
is today your birthday,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Jay.
Thank
Oh,
you.
man,
Yeah.
happy
Yeah,
birthday.
him and
Yeah,
Jay's.
23 years old, man.
Oh wow!
Hell yeah!
That's awesome. You look
Times
You
two.
look
A little older,
great.
huh? A little-
For 23. Oh, holy shit!
Yeah.
So tell me real quick. Like, obviously, we know each other from back in the day. I hadn't seen you in forever,
It's been a
though,
long
man.
time.
It's
Probably
so
over
cool to
10
see
years,
you.
it has-
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
has to
for
be.
sure. But so how did Bad Charlotte come about? So how did you guys?
So pretty much what happened, Splendid Chaos, which was the band that we all know each other, from, Matt or Cowan, ran front of house, for Splendid for many years, and then the main members, Mike, quit, doing his whole life thing and all that, and,
Right.
such as he should. He's doing really well. We got a different singer and continued with Splendid Chaos, and then that kind of fizzled out. So basically, what happened was the second singer, Andrew Campbell, great guy, love him to death. He ended up stepping down, family and all that. We were like, well, let's call Charlotte and see if she wants to do it. We were originally going to keep Splendid Chaos going, but then it's kind of
Right.
like, well, wait a minute. I was talking to our agent, and it's just like, I was like, no, maybe we should rebrand it, do something else. We can still keep the dates and see where we go. So that's what happened. Is before she even flew down to be in the band, at the time, the members of Bad Charlotte, who are no longer here with us today, we were all discussing names, and I think it was Destin that said, "What about Bad Charlotte Kinley?" And I
Right.
go, that's great. I was like, that's awesome.
It
you
is.
know?
It's cool.
So and it
man.
works. That's her name. So that's how it all happened. That's how the whole thing started.
Yeah.
And then here we are.
Sorry to cut you off, but if you really know Charlotte, like we know Charlotte, the name is fitting.
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah,
The name
yeah,
is fitting. I've known her.
yeah.
Is she really that bad?
Yeah, well, I've seen her strolling through Coots in a shopping cart with
Electrical tape.
electrical tape
Yep.
over her nipples, and that's
Oh.
it.
Yep.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
But yeah, Cowan and I have known Charlotte for a very long time. Because when we were in Splendid Chaos, we played in Alaska at a
Right.
place called Coots. And that's where Charlotte's from. It's from Alaska.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I worked at
Anchorage,
Coots. So
Right.
So yeah, well, and then back in 2015, I filled in for Andrew for a week
Yeah.
when
Well,
when his first daughter was going to be born.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
Andrew, the second singer of Splendid Chaos, his wife was pregnant, and then so
Right.
she had the baby, and then he flew down and she filled in.
That's
So
cool.
yeah, that's kind
So
of. I think
that's
that's
kinda
kind of what got the ball rolling.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's just kind of like, well, hey, and yeah, so that's pretty much how that happened.
Man, that is awesome.
Yeah.
What about you, Big Cat? What about you, man? How'd you come into the mix?
I met Terry, 2005. We were neighbors.
Yeah.
Actually, I met Nikki first.
Mhm.
And she told me, oh, my husband plays guitar. And I played in a local band.
Right.
And he was always on the road. And
Yeah.
finally, he walked into one of my gigs. It's when he had the long Randy Rhodes hair.
Yeah. man.
I see this little
Yeah.
guy standing. I'm like, this guy's got to be a shredder. And then
Yeah.
he came up and introduced himself, and then he got up and played some Ozzy, and I was
Yeah.
like, holy shit.
I'll tell you, not to blow his head up any more than it already is. Back in those days, there were a lot of fantastic musicians on that scene. That was a great time, late 2000s, early, 2010, 2011, 12. There was so much talent. And at the time, Birmingham especially was a little bit of a hub.
Yeah.
It was
For live music. There were so many cool clubs. It was people came out in droves to support, and it was a freaking party. And and Bert's always been a great guitar player. And I remember the first time that I went to a Splendid show, and I don't know. I think they were at Iron Horse, maybe. I already knew Matt, and he was like, "Hey, man, so I think me and you, I don't remember, but went." And I met Terry, met the guys before the show, Mike and Jake, I think, was in the band then too. And, great guys. But I tell you, when that motherfucker right there hit the stage, I'll never forget that Hughes and Kettner rig you used to run through.
Yeah.
And as far as just tone monster, but absolute beast on stage.
Thank you.
Probably some of the best stage presence, but he wasn't like the guy just up there trying to look pretty. He was a bad motherfucker, and still is, but just unreal. Like, my eyes were just on him the whole time. I was like, holy shit, this guy's unbelievable.
You remember we saw them?
Yeah, no, I'm for real. I've always said that about him.
Thank you.
It was us that went to the Crossfade show, wasn't it? When they were playing.
Probably.
And when Tony was with you guys.
Yeah, we opened
he's
for
out the
them
front.
at Sammy T's.
Yeah.
I remember it's like, God dang, this band's good. I remember the Vulgar Bulge. That was when I really opened up my eyes to you as a guitar player, because Vulgar Bulge, it sounded like shit behind stage. It sounded horrible.
What was that? That was that an open?
It was
That
jam
was the
night.
house. Okay.
It was like a jam night for all the bands
Tony
and stuff.
was in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Tony and Gio and all them started.
Yeah.
What was it on Tuesday nights? I think at Iron Horse. So all the bands.
Yeah.
would
Well, they
come,
were off on
and it was
Tuesdays,
just fun.
so, yeah.
Yeah, you come up there one night, and I knew you, but not real well at the time. And I'd seen y'all play and everything. I knew you was a good guitar player, but it sounds like shit behind there. And I couldn't play to save my life at the Vulgar Bulge. I'd just get up there and have a good time and the hell with it.
Right.
Yeah.
But when you got on there, remember how you sounded with the guitar was different than everybody else.
Yeah.
And I watched how you played and opened my eyes up on how your right hand can add so much tone to a guitar.
Mhm.
That's when I really realized, like Zakk Wylde, how he adds so much tone to that guitar just by how you do your right hand.
Your right hand, in my opinion, and every guitar player is different, and I believe for myself is your right hand is really one of the most important ones. It's and of course I learned. I always thought that back in those days. Now for me, it's predominant. Like, I think about it. It's like, okay, especially when I'm writing songs, or whatever, practicing. This is your speed, your tempo, your gas, your everything, your steering, all of it. This is if you're right-handed, or whatever. I mean, but that, to me, in my opinion only, that is the most predominant thing, I think, for me as a player. This you can, but if this can't keep up with this, or this can't, but this is your thing. If that doesn't work, then I think it tends to be sloppy.
Yeah.
Now, did you play Charlotte? Did you play in a band up there? Or did you?
I did. So my background's musical theater. That's what I grew up doing. Thank you. And back in 2008, Terry actually got me in with a band out of Pennsylvania that some of the members he used to be in a band with. It was Candlelight Red. Oh. And I was with that project for like 3 months. Came back, didn't really do anything, did back theater. And then 2017, it was right after my husband and I split up, or ex-husband and I split up. I joined a band at Coots, Friends with Benefits, and was with them for...
I like that.
It's the guy, he's a genius at coming up with names. Like, one of the bands that he's in now is the Millennial Falcons.
Wow.
It's genius.
Boobs.
It's freaking genius.
His name
Yeah,
is
it's
Boobs.
boobs. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So I was with them for a kind of almost up until I left. Because I got the call from Terry in November of 2018, and I moved. I was down in Mississippi January 9th. So,
And that's where you live now?
No, I actually back in June I moved to Metairie. So I was living in Brandon, and it started out where Terry was the only member of the band that was in Louisiana, and then it flipped, and I was the only member of the band in Mississippi. So I made the move to Metairie.
Okay, cool.
So, but yeah, no, I played piano, but I mostly just sang. I was a band geek growing up in high school. Played clarinet, piano. So
yeah. Oh, that's
Really
awesome.
good actress, though. I mean,
Thank you.
seen some stuff up in Alaska, and it's just she's just got that.
Yeah, because you went to her plays, right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Like,
Yeah,
I
the
never,
Rocky
I never
Horror
got.
Picture Show.
I never went. I was invited. I guess I was too cool.
That couldn't
Too
have been
hungover. Yeah,
That couldn't
sucking my
have
thumb.
been
I'd love to go, but
Yeah,
like,
yeah, that was Rocky Horror Picture Show. The one of the gay bars in Anchorage. God, I did it for 6 years in a row.
Wow.
So yeah, every Halloween we'd put on the show. It was the stage show, not the movie.
Right.
A big, huge difference, which I didn't realize. Yeah, damn, I forgot about that.
Yeah, because you went.
It was
Yeah,
you and
you-
Jake,
Jake.
and was it Choke? Did Choke go?
I think you know what I want to say. He did.
I think it was you. I think it was you, Jake, and Choke. Yeah,
Choke was
because this was like
That's been
Mike
forever.
Oakley.
this was like mid 2000s. I want to say
Yeah. Well, 2000.
it was after 2005.
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah, it's
a
2010.
long time
'Cause I
ago.
think,
Yeah.
yeah, a long time. ago.
Longer than I
long
care to
time
think of. Yeah.
Yeah,
World.
but yeah, you did that. Yeah, so. And what's cool is we have a video out. Bad Charlotte did a cover of Amy Winehouse's Valerie, and the video shows a little there's a little narrative to it. It's kind of funny.
Right.
I don't know if you guys seen it or whatever, but she does a little. She actually plays herself very well. But it's kind of comical. There's some good things.
That's
in it.
cool.
So that's pretty cool.
So, do you guys have any stuff out there people can download?
Yes.
Or?
You just look up Bad Charlotte on all the digital platforms,
Yeah.
and just Valerie is the song. There's only one single out. So
Oh, that's cool,
Yeah.
man. That's awesome, though.
yeah, that's cool.
And now,
you did all the recording.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
all the recording, production, mastering. I
Nice.
did the video too as well.
oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
multi-talented.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, check it out. It's pretty cool.
Where
Or I think it is.
where all do you guys play in Alabama? Because you guys play everywhere, right? A little bit all
We
over the
play
place.
tonight. We're playing in Kimberly, Alabama at TP Miller's. We play
Okay.
there quite a bit. Love
Yeah.
Patty, the owner. She's one of the sweetest club owners in the entire planet. I don't know if you
Their
guys know her.
Halloween show.
Oh, she's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, she is.
Play Chestnut Station in Gadsden, Alabama.
Yeah.
I think that's it
That's it for now. Yeah.
for
Is
now.
there
yeah.
anywhere to play in Birmingham really anymore?
I don't even know if is there any place.
I think there's like a place they do like nationals, but that's about it.
Yeah.
That's a
that's
shame, man.
Yeah.
Like how you guys. I remember seeing the flip here, like it was almost instantaneous.
Yeah,
It was like 1 month, shit is just cool, haywire. Everybody's rolling through, playing, making great money. Everybody's having a good time. There's all these venues. And I swear it was like overnight, it just shifted.
Well, it was like all of a sudden, all those clubs shut down.
Right.
You know,
Everything started shutting down.
everything started shutting down. It
Supper
was like,
Club, Iron Horse.
yeah, the supper club.
The
Yeah, I
dock,
mean,
you know.
yeah, supper club. Well, during that time, there was the supper club that went down. I'll never forget it. And then, of course, Iron Horse, like you said,
Yeah.
Iron Horse. And what was the and
Crush.
Remember
Crush,
That was an
yeah.
awesome place.
Yeah.
And that just got shut down like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't know. I didn't see it coming.
And Montgomery was kind of the same. Well, I mean, they didn't have a whole lot of places,
Yeah.
but they quit.
But yeah, Montgomery had Off the Wagon,
Mm-hmm.
Rock
Rock Bottom, and
What was the other one that I think Rambo?
well, then he
with
did
Diamond Plate and
he
stuff?
did another. Well, Rambo did. He had Off the Wagon. What was the other one? Legends?
Yeah, I
No,
think
or no, that's Columbus, Georgia. Legends
okay.
with Jimmy, and that one
Yeah,
shut
I
down.
remember.
Like they all. You're right.
Yeah.
It all just went. I don't know.
We actually, I guess about a month or so ago, we went to Guitar Center there in Hoover.
Okay.
So we were like, let's just go into where the Iron Horse.
Yeah.
It's a Mexican restaurant.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Walked in and it was like, it looks the same, like the layout's still
Yeah.
the
Is
it?
same, but it's just like, it just didn't feel right.
Yeah.
Did you play out in the circuit, or you said
No,
you-
I just did local,
just local? And that's it.
right in Louisiana, around New Orleans area.
Okay. So you're not familiar with these clubs?
Just from talking Terry all those
Yeah.
years.
Well, Gary, you came out to a couple shows.
I,
with
I
us.
used
Like,
to go to the Swamp.
Swamp.
Yeah,
you,
you
did.
did-
My first trip to Alaska was to see that.
Yeah, Coots. You did didn't New Year's Eve? Yeah, you went to Crush. That's it.
Oh,
Well,
yes.
Yeah, that's Birmingham. Yeah.
Okay.
That was.
Actually got thrown out of there.
Well, there you go.
What'd you do?
I walked out the door, being from New Orleans. I walked
Yeah.
out the door with the beer in the hand, and I went to walk back in, and the bouncer started giving me shit, and I got back in his face.
I didn't even know anything about it.
Well, you
That's
remember
how
that time
you
at the
do it.
swamp? He walked out with his bucket.
Oh,
He
yeah.
had his bucket full of.
I had the
St. New
policeman
Orleans.
working the door. I'm like, come on, man. I'm from Louisiana. My buddies are all in there. I'm sitting out here stuck on the street because the bar was closing.
Yeah.
And he's like, I can't help you. And I'm like, come on, man.
yeah,
wow.
that sucks.
How's the scene now compared to what it was then?
Yeah,
Traveling around.
What scene?
Yeah.
No, that
Yeah.
was kind of harsh. It's not like what it was. I'm the band's grateful. I'm grateful for what we have. Fortunately, we're playing AJ's at Destin, Florida, so we have that consistently.
Oh,
Nice.
I hadn't heard about them. In so long.
We have Ed's, Putin Bay. That place ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
So that's consistent. Coots recently, started having. A matter of fact, I think we're the only band that they bring up from the lower 48 that isn't a national or like a one-off thing or whatever. But yeah, they bring us. There's a lot of clubs in Jackson, Mississippi, and Brandon area that we play a lot. There's an actual scene there. There's tons of bands. So that's a place where
Right.
there's 1, 2, 3, 4 places you can easily 5 you can
Yeah.
play.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Smaller places, but yeah. So there's a scene there, but as far as like it was, Bert back in the day where you remember like one band would be, playing Iron Horse, the next day you'd be in Auburn, that I don't see it. I mean, if it's there, it's not, music that we're doing or whatever, or I shouldn't say that. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm old.
What?
But I will say this, like a lot of the touring thing, a lot of is nowadays, to my knowledge, is a lot of corporate stuff, weddings.
Yep.
If you're gonna do any of that,
Casinos.
Everybody
Yeah.
seems to be doing that.
and then
Yeah.
then you got David Lynam's band, Get Sideways. They're kicking ass. Like
Yeah.
they have the clubs, so
Well,
I mean,
they're
there's
doing-
a circuit for them.
They're doing a lot of like the sorority and
Yeah,
they're
fraternity
doing a lot of
stuff.
fraternity.
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
actually, they would be the guys to ask that question. To be honest with you, not me.
Well, not very many people could survive out there. There was
Right.
a lot of people that just didn't. They couldn't do it.
Right.
anymore.
It's
and they had to
tough.
go to wedding stuff because they just
Mhm.
and nothing against the bands, but it just that
Well, it's
traveling is just hard.
just like this band. Everybody knows I'm a metal dude.
Mhm.
We ain't playing metal in Bad Charlotte.
Yeah.
There ain't
Yeah.
nothing metal about
Yeah.
it.
Major genres.
I mean,
shift.
it's changed, but it is what it is. I'd rather be playing in a band than having to do the real job thing.
Yeah.
Nothing against it. I mean, I've had to do the real job
Mhm.
thing where I was working for a popcorn company.
Yeah.
Doing all that while I'm still playing and doing all that. But I mean, so yeah, we were split. I don't know if, by me saying this, I would say that even if Splendid Chaos was still around, I think we would have been affected. So personally, I think it would have been a thing of like, wow, we're gonna have to change
Right.
our whole set.
Well, you
list
guys
in order
kind
to
of
keep
were
this.
because I mean, even when Andrew was in it, you were having to,
Right, we were having
add
to
a lot
change
more
that,
pop
yeah.
music.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
let's say the original lineup was, I think either we'd have to change, which that wasn't going to happen. We all know that, right, Colin?
Oh, yeah.
And then, so it would have either been that, and we go all originals. So it would be
Right.
gambling. It'd be like,
Mhm.
well, we have too much pride to do this, so let's try originals, and then we could fall flat on our face, or we could, win. That's that. I'm not saying that that's what happened. I'm saying if it was still together, I think, in my opinion, that's probably what would have happened. We would have just
Right.
done, originals, been like, maybe go get the day jobs and then, do
Right.
the originals.
We had a girl in it was AJ's who approached me during one of the breaks. She was like, I get a feeling that you guys are like a rock and metal band that's being forced to play pop. And I was like, yep.
Nailed it.
Wow,
Feelings
you're
are
very
correct.
observant.
I mean, not
Padawan.
forced, but yeah.
You still enjoy it, but it's just not where your heart lies.
I won't lie. I enjoy the pop. I mean, like
I do too.
I enjoy almost all genres of music. For a singer, it's fun.
Yeah.
Like it's almost any song is going to be fun for me to sing. It gets kind of tedious for the guys because there's a lot of
Yeah, I mean,
it's
like
repetitive. It's
for me, it's cool. It is a cool change without a doubt. Of course, I've taken it like to a different aspect. I mean, I use an 8-string guitar to play these pop songs.
Well, we put our own flavor on it too.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
put our own flavor. So
Exactly.
therefore, it makes it
Yeah.
fun for me, you know. And I don't hate it by any means. I don't.
Yeah.
You know,
I think
it's interesting, and it just puts a twist on it. And the other really good thing about it, and I told Charlotte this years ago, or when we were first doing it, I said, man, one of the coolest things is that on my writing stuff for my own stuff, I'm not influenced by my job.
Right.
Where like in Splendid Chaos, we were playing, you know, doing covers from like Seether and Breaking Benjamin and all
Right.
that. So it affects you. Like you're constantly got it. With this, it pulled me away. So I'm not. So when I got home and I started writing, it really becomes me. You know,
Yeah.
you're not. Does that make any sense?
Yeah,
Not hearing
absolutely.
that same.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
not. Yeah, you're not going.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Seether's progression is like this, and maybe that's what I should. You know,
Yeah.
now it's just a whole. It's just yourself.
Just
you know?
yeah. And I
Yeah.
imagine there's some influence that comes in with the pop stuff too. They kind of you're
Yeah.
like, oh man, that was kind of cool. If you did this way, and
Yeah.
it'd work in metal.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things about pop, one thing that I got, especially from doing the production end of it, is like there's not every pop record you listen to, those vocals are the best sounding vocals.
Oh,
The
yeah.
tones, everything. I mean, that's something I learned. I was
Mhm.
like, damn, like the new recording stuff I'm using a lot. It's a pop preamp that's in the software that I'm using. That's killer. So I've learned that, and also another cool thing about what I've taken from pop is some of the cool melodies.
Mm-hmm.
There's in the harmonies on it. It's like it's different than what the
Right.
normal rock was like or whatever. But yeah, no, you're right. You can always get something from everything, and I don't hate it. It is different in the beginning to do that transition. You gotta fight with the ego.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you'd be a liar. I'd be a liar if I said no. It was easy. It wasn't.
Yeah.
But
I think it's like anything though. You have to evolve
yeah,
with anything. And it is tough though. Like I never forget back in the day, I always sang country and always. And then as time went on, but at that point, country wasn't like cool like it is, which I'm getting a lot of flack for saying what I'm
I know
about
where
to
you're
say.
going with this.
But yeah, I have a country album. Don't get me wrong, I love, but a lot of the stuff they put out today just isn't country. But nothing beats a full on the energy on stage of doing a rock show. And that's where I was a much better country or pop singer than I was a rock singer.
Yeah.
But for me, I wanted to be a fucking rock star.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I wanted to hear somebody tune to drop C and hitting fucking chords.
Feel that
and-
aggression.
yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
well, I mean, honestly, it's a recipe for power.
Absolutely, dude.
I mean,
Well-
it really is. It's like there's something about it that just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it gets you like
Yeah.
Yeah.
makes you want to punch stuff.
Mhm.
See, when me and Charlie first met, as he was doing like Dave Matthews and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
I was metal all the way.
Right.
If it wasn't metal, it wasn't good.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Which
yeah.
I quickly realized that I was just being, just closed-minded on everything.
Well, and that was me. Like I realized later that I just loved music. I just loved
Right.
playing. I love singing. I love being adaptive to a situation musically. Like because I enjoyed everything. Like he was saying, like I think the first song we ever recorded in like 2003 was a fucking John Mayer
Mayer.
cover.
Yeah.
And Bert had a mullet and a flannel shirt on and a Stratocaster. He was fucking killing it, son.
It doesn't get
And I was a metalhead with a mullet.
A huge metalhead. And but it was cool because just touching on what you were saying, like I started realizing, I was like, well, man, it opened your eyes, but it also makes like the stuff you're talking about, like your original stuff, which I want to get to in a second. It opens your eyes, but it makes you a better artist. Your
does, yeah.
mind thinks differently.
Helps
It's
you
not
grow.
so blinders on going down this other path. So you can pick all these cool elements from different genres and just make something absolutely cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, cool and unique and original, because that's what it's
Yeah.
all about, is being
Yeah.
original.
It's
something,
art.
different.
Art
Yeah,
is
it's the art.
music is an art, and I think we've lost a lot of that
Oh yeah,
these
dude.
days. It's not
Yeah.
an art anymore. It's a
Yeah.
popularity contest.
It's a factory.
Yeah.
It's cookie
Well,
cutter.
yeah, formulaic.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Tell me. So talk about that a little bit. We were talking before the podcast. You were talking about some original music.
Yeah. I recorded an instrumental album, and that was my first taste, because, shredding, doing all that thing.
Right.
And then I got I was like, man, maybe I should, I'm not a great singer by any means, but I was like, let me try this, and so I put out another record, did it, and I started singing, doing melodies, writing everything, and I absolutely loved it. And then now, of course, it snowballed. Put another record after that. I already wrote another one that's done. A couple little things I got to do on it. So basically, so I got bit by the original bug again.
Right.
But this one's different because in all the bands I've been in, I was normally, a captain on a boat, but now I'm a captain on my boat.
Yeah.
So it's different for me and it's exciting. So I got that going on. So I've been going off. It's all on digital platforms, and I have videos and all that. You just Google Terry Sharp. But so what I did is I changed it. I put it to a thing of the Res. So I needed a band name. I think it's more approachable than who the hell's Terry Sharp. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I got, my cat knows me, my friends, and that's really about it.
Yeah.
But
And that's
so,
through the Res.
and as by the way, my cat's name is Res. So
Nice.
yeah, so it's
Okay.
called the Res. And
So Bert, you need a band, or your music is mini.
The mini.
The mini.
the Mini.
That's the
The
cat.
Mini.
Oh, I thought you. Okay. So no.
Nah.
He's like,
What
yeah,
were
go.
you guys talking
go.
about? That you thought it was
Oh
the
man.
But anyway, so the Res has started, and then Gary's playing bass for me, and I got
Nice.
a handful of drummers that I'm using.
Yeah.
I just recently started booking shows. My first original show is in Alaska, Anchorage,
Wow.
November 4th, 5, and 6. We fly out on Halloween.
That'll
up
be
there.
so much fun.
Yeah,
dude.
we're doing it's a cancer benefit for a dear friend of ours, Sarah P. She's a promoter and one of the owners of Coots up there, and she's just a
Right.
sweetheart. She's big into the metal music community. Always, she books and does all that. So,
cool.
yeah, they were like, "Hey, come on out." So I'm playing with a lot of metal bands up there that are awesome.
Yeah.
Like Decepticide is one of them. That's the one I go on right before. That's why I said I want to go on with direct before Decepticide because they're so badass.
Oh, that's cool, man.
So- I
Yeah,
was like,
Alaska's got
hell
a
yeah.
big metal scene.
Yeah, Alaska's big metal scene. So anyway, so I got that, and then Hattiesburg, Mississippi, November 16th or 14th. It's on a
17th.
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
I'm opening up for Smile Empty Soul,
Oh,
doing
okay,
that
cool,
one at
man.
Brewski's.
Yeah.
so that'll be cool.
Yeah.
And go rip it up there, and that's really all I have on deck right now. But
Yeah.
I plan on doing more. Obviously, I've
Sure.
got I got some things working in the industry right now.
Yeah.
That I'm not going to go public with it
Sure.
right now. But yeah, it's in the works. So,
Oh, that's awesome, though, man.
So
I always, man, I miss the original stuff.
Yeah.
It's
Doing
fun.
Original writing, man. It's such an outlet,
it is because all of us have been in cover bands, and
Mhm.
you go to see a band, it's like, yeah, well, it sounds just like it. When you go to the original, like you don't, especially if like me, like the set list, there's only 2 songs that's released on digital platform, and I think I've probably only gotten like 2 streams, so nobody really knows what it sounds like, and so there's no judgment on it. Like they're not going, oh, I wonder how well you're gonna play your own song,
Yeah.
and it's an outlet, like you said. You can just go out there, give it all, and you're not comparing yourself to anybody because it is original.
Yep.
You're
all
you're
you.
literally yourself.
And that's a vulnerability too.
Yeah.
Because
Mhm.
you're out there playing something that you put your heart into, and
Yeah.
somebody else is watching it, and when they're watching, you have to try to read their face a lot of
Yeah.
times. And
Or you can since I'm old, I really don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. I'm just doing me, and I'm
That's the
happy,
best way to
and
do
I'm
it.
just being honest. It's like you don't like it, well,
Everybody,
who cares?
Sure. Everybody's going to judge somebody
Yeah.
anyway.
Oh, yeah.
And what you want to do, just do it.
Yeah, exactly. That's 100%.
and it'll turn out the best that way too.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's but you are right, Bert. Yeah, you do I'd be a liar if I would honestly say that, hey, I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. I do.
You
but
secret, yeah.
I won't let it
Yeah.
affect my
Right.
deal.
It's
know
not
what I'm
gonna
saying?
destroy
you.
Yeah, it ain't
Yeah.
gonna make me go, oh, I don't think I'm gonna do this again. It's just it is what it is.
I don't
I mean-
think. I mean, you've done so much. I mean, I've seen so much stuff you've written, and I mean, you've done very well at writing.
Thank you very, very much.
How fun is it though to, it's one thing we recorded some stuff years ago or whatever. But when we went and finished everything and did that album, and you walk into the studio, we finished up the last few songs in Nashville at Music Mansion, and I didn't know what the fuck a chart was.
Right.
You know, I've always played guitar by ear, sang by, you know, I can't read music. And so we walk in and there's these musicians there and they're like, well, let's chart this out, all these songs. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? You know?
Yeah.
And I realized that that's super cool, but it's also, for me, I'm just kind of like, oh, that's too mathematical approach. Like you kind of lose feeling.
That was
Too
hard.
structured in a sense. would you
Yeah.
say?
And so I would have to play everything, and then they would chart it out. But then on the side of creating it, like sitting back and listening to it, and then like layering a song and just starting with just bare bones, you know, and me and Bert were, and seeing like building it and building it and building it, and then getting other people involved to kind of do, you know. It was so much fun on the creative side. I loved that almost as much as being on stage because it was so cool to see what you created. You know, pull it out of the air.
Yeah. Oh no. I think like one of my favorite things about it is like, because when I write, it's not like I go, okay, today I'm gonna write this song and it's gonna be like this. You know, I'll go. There'll be days where I'll just sit and just. I was in Manhattan. I took a subway during the whole day and I just wrote all, you know, what these people were feeling coming in and off this subway. They're going to work. Everybody's dealing with bullshit. You know? And I just expressions. So I'll do that. You know, and then I put it aside, and then if I write something heavy, I put it. But anyway, so that's always cool. Like, you know, like you said, you know, putting it together, it's as fun as just getting on stage. But one of my favorite things is when it's all done. Like Matt you mastered 2 of my records. Yeah. And that was my favorite thing. Like I'd send it to him because when he sent it back to me, it's like on steroids, you know, because it's Matt. And that to me, dude, you know me, I was always bugging him like, hey, can you do this or whatever? Like, because I was just like excited. I'm like, damn, because it comes to, you know, I guess my analogy would be this: when you're writing, it's kind of like building a house. Yeah, you have to lay a concrete foundation, then you got to do the frame, you got to do all the ducking and all that stuff, and then when you're putting it all together, you know, you get a interior decorator. That's when it starts to get mixed. That's right. And then the for sale sign is when Matt Cowan sends you the masters back. And then you're like, yes, I'll buy it. And that's one of the coolest things. That's for me, though. That's because like I'm all into the mixing process and all that. Right. So it's so redundant to me. Sometimes I have to take days off. You know, like, and I go back to it. And but yeah, that to me is like the process of that I enjoy. Right. It's super fulfilling. Yeah. When it's done, it makes you so proud. It's like a child, you know, you raise it the right way and it grows and it becomes, you know, not a piece of shit, then you've done a good job. You know what I mean?
It's just like you know, like I always say with cars. Like, I'm an emotional buyer when it comes to cars. I don't just buy something that gets me back and forth, but I always turn around and look at it and go, "That's my car." Right. That's kind of like music when you go, "Damn, I wrote that, man." Yeah. That's how it sounds. It didn't sound like that when I started on the acoustic and just come up with this little riff, and now it's just got all these layers to it and this fullness, and it's such a cool finished product. Yeah, it's kind of like the high, like you said, getting on stage. Yeah, in front of a bunch of people. It's equally, I think, you know, especially the first time you hear it, you're just like, holy shit, you know. Yeah, you put it in your car and you're like, do the drive test, you know, get your buddies in there, just crank it. When Matt would send me all the masters or I was mixed, I drove around Covington, Louisiana, just like all night, just listening to him, like, all right, writing notes, whatever. But yeah, that's cool. Well, there's a flip side too, to being, you know, like I guess kind of the other side of the music that I'm curious about now, because when we were playing all before and we had all these different scenes, these different clubs, a lot of crazy shit happened. Did y'all go through any of that anymore? Is there any of that? You mean the partying stuff? Yeah, not really necessarily some partying, but just the stupid shit that happens that people don't see. You know, the little stories you got there, like kind of like the snake thing, but all these little antics that happen. I'm pretty low key these days.
Like, you know, I would. That's fair to say.
Yeah.
She's gonna take the wheel on this one. But for me, it's just I pretty much just throw and go, and then the old man takes his Z-Quill and texts his cat.
Yeah.
And then I'm like,
Text his
I'll be
cat.
home in a couple days. So.
What up, meow?
Yeah. But I think Charlotte, you should take this one because now hold on, Charlotte she's new at this whole touring, doing
Yeah.
the whole thing. So this is all new. Like when we were doing it,
Right.
years ago, it was exciting. Just like wait, so she's getting to experience all that
Nice.
now.
Oh,
So I get to
okay.
sit back
Yeah.
and go, I'm
I
not
remember-
surprised. I remember this. Yeah. So
God, I'm trying to think.
think.
Well, I'm trying to like. What do I
take
remember?
Pictures of yourself taking a shit
like-
before a show.
Oh,
I mean, pre-show.
God, that's
pre-show
right.
sounds big.
Yeah,
that's
How do you
true.
have to think about
Well, you
that? Probably
can't-
happened tonight.
It'll pop
Can't
up
go
on my
on stage with a
Facebook and
loaded
it's Charlotte
gun.
taking a shit.
Okay, she's
like
trying to think
pre-show
of
shit.
something rated G that she can say.
Hey, they were always tasteful.
let
They
it
were
out.
like every once in a while,
Let
I'd
us
show
know.
like a little outer
Shower
thigh.
pizza. You get
Oh,
all
God.
fucked up and go take a shower.
Yeah,
with
okay, yeah,
pizza
so
and
that-
video
Or
and stuff.
Subway.
Yeah.
That
Shower-
started.
Yeah,
that shower pizza that started our first summer up at Ed's. And I'd been to Ed's before, like the first two years before I joined. Myself and a couple girls that worked at Coots, we for Labor Day weekend came down to see Splendid Chaos, and so I was familiar with the crowd, the employees and whatnot. But yeah, like after a show, got back up to the room, I'm just absolutely just hammered. Like I mean, I'm not sure if I should say I'm proud to say that I could get absolutely blackout and still do my job.
Well, I'm
I'm
gonna be.
I'm proud. Yeah, I'm proud.
I think what we
I'm
could
proud.
do is say, and with these guys, she's like the female version of Mike Hall.
Yep. Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
shit. Okay.
So
You piss in suitcases.
Mike, hope you're doing
What's
good.
that?
So she pisses in suitcases and stuff.
No, not mine yet. Somebody be
I
fired.
slept
couldn't
in my
fire mine.
suitcase though.
No, actually, I can't fire her.
Yeah, no, I think peeing in a suitcase is the only thing I haven't done.
Yeah, that's a challenge though for her.
Yeah.
Maybe.
The cats do that.
Yeah, the cats do that.
Yeah, no, I slept in my suitcase. If I fits, I sits.
Yeah.
Oh, let me tell you this
Yeah.
on the way up here. I mean, it's early. I'm tired, in case you can't tell. So we left early, and I pee a lot because I drink a lot of Diet Coke, and so I pull over. I did it's usually I can do a 70 to 100 miles. That's my span, and then I got to pull over and pee. So I did it, and then nobody got out, and I came back in, and then right before we were getting towards Birmingham or Tuscaloosa, I pull over and I pee, and I get in, I'm backing the car up, and look around, I'm like, she wasn't there. And I was like, when I went in to pee, everybody was out sleeping. And the door handle on her side, on my car, doesn't open. You have to open it from the outside. So I figured she was crashed. I thought she got out at the other exit.
shit.
I thought I left her.
Oh,
So I went running in. It was raining. I went running to the gas station.
Right
I'm
as
like,
I'm coming out of
is
the
she-
bathroom.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God. I go, I
Well,
thought
I-
I left you at the other.
I had the same thought. Like I was in the bathroom. I'm like, I don't have my phone. Oh shit! What if he leaves me?
Yeah, and
like
then-
I don't even know my mom's number. I don't know numbers because they're all on my cell phone. So I'm like, I'm stuck in the middle of Alabama.
Dude, I literally
Yeah.
thought I ran in there panicking because I was gonna go. If she wasn't in there, I was
What a
gonna ask the
dick.
lady. I go, hey, I was gonna be like, Matt, guess what? We ain't doing it here. I gotta go back
It's
and.
kind of like on
Well,
Almost Famous whenever they're leaving.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
I'm
only,
only
the singer.
and that's a
bus is
typical
taking
Tuesday
off.
for us. Yeah, yeah.
It's like the panic when you thought you killed me in Mr.
Oh
Ass.
my God, dude. This is a good one. So, Gary, you tied it on that night or whatever. You were hungover, and Charlotte and I had an acoustic show. So I get up and I'm like, I take a Z-Quill or whatever to go sleep or whatever, and I had ibuprofen, and I just threw in the bottle of the sleeping pills, and I
Yeah,
go, man,
I told him, I said, man, my head's pounding.
Yeah.
I'm not going to the show. He's like, here, take some. I didn't read the bottle.
yeah, and he took them, and then usually I'll eat like 5 or 6 ibuprofens right off the bat just to knock whatever out. So so that's where I'm in my head, and I always tell him, I'm like, dude, take 4, you'll be fine. So I'm playing acoustic, and then we're singing, and all of a sudden, I shit you not, I go, oh my God, like that. I
Dude,
just
he looked at
stopped.
me and I was like, just
and
went
I
white.
said it that loud in the middle. And she goes, what? I go, I think I gave Gary sleeping pills.
He
Not,
gave
Oh,
it,
shit.
yeah, it was the,
And I was
it was
like,
the
what?
Tylenol PM or something like that.
yeah, it was,
Yeah.
yeah, and I'm like, and it hit me like a ton of bricks, and I was like, oh shit! So we got done, and I run up there, dude. I'm like, dude, you all right? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, man, I gave you sleeping pills, and he thought I was fucking with him.
I thought it was a Terry joke.
Yeah. And I'm like, no, dude, I'm serious. You really tell you, they're like, I'll get up and go get a beer or whatever. And you did. You got
I
it.
made it
Drank a
through
beer.
one beer and had to go back
Yeah,
to
he
sleep.
went back
Yep.
to sleep. And then sure as shit, he slept the whole day. And he
Oh
goes,
my
man, that was the best
God.
sleep I've ever gotten. But I mean,
Thank
yeah.
God I only took 2 of them.
Yeah.
You got new headache
Oh,
medicine now,
Right.
right?
But yeah, dude, I literally shit my pants. I was like, oh, it shocked me. It just bing. I'm like, wow.
I mean, it was just
So-
off the shelf Walmart.
Yeah,
brand or
it was
whatever.
nothing.
Wasn't
yeah,
prescription.
Yeah, no, it was like $1.99 for like 10 of them or something. But
Bottle
Put
of
me on the
murder.
a bottle of murder.
They
yeah.
work.
You're like,
Generic
"Well,
or
man,
not, they work.
I'm glad you made it. That was
Yeah,
great.
he made it. He made
That's
it.
great.
So,
So listen, we need to wrap it up.
Cool.
So Bad Charlotte, find them on all digital platforms. Check
Yeah.
them out. Give them some love.
check out the video.
Thank you.
YouTube. Just search it. Bad Charlotte. Valerie.
Yeah, go check them out live. Actually, you guys are in for a treat because they are going to do an in-studio performance for you guys.
This is
First-
the first one.
First ever
First
on
one.
X5. So we're super honored. Super honored
Well,
they're here.
well,
You guys are
Let me
doing
tell you this: we were super honored that you guys had us here.
Yes.
It was. It's very cool. It's so good to see old friends, new friends. It really is. I mean, and Matt's family. You guys are all family. But yeah, I can't thank you enough. And it's an awesome birthday.
Yeah, hell yeah,
definitely,
man.
Yeah, so it's cool.
Well,
man.
we're pumped for you guys to be here. Pumped to hear
Oh,
this.
yeah. We'll come back again too. man.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. And then,
So
Yeah,
listen.
there's a lot more to cover.
Oh
Oh,
God!
God.
Well, they'll have to at least be 2 or 3 more episodes with you guys here to
For
be
sure.
able to just tell everything.
yeah,
for sure.
absolutely.
But stick around. Thanks for watching X5. Next up is Bad Charlotte. Like I
Thank
said,
you.
check them out. Give them
Right.
some love.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See you guys soon. Bye.
Hey, this is Terry, and this is Charlotte with Bad Charlotte. You are here with us at X5 Podcast Live Sessions. Here we go. Here's a little ditty for you.
I gotta be honest, I think you know we're covered in lies and that's okay. And there's somewhere beyond this, I know. I hope I can find the words to say. Never again, no, no, never again. 'Cause you're a God and I am not, and I just thought that you would know. You're a God and I am not, and I just thought I'd let you go. But I've been unable to put you down. I'm still learning things I ought to know by now. It's under the table, so wish I could find more to show somehow. Never again, no, no, never again. 'Cause you're a God and I am not, and I just thought that you would know. You're a God and I am not, and I just thought I'd let you go. I gotta be honest, I think you know we're covered in lies and that's okay. And there's something beyond this, I know. I hope I can find the words to say. Never again, no, no, never again. 'Cause you're a God and I am not, and I just thought that you would know. You're a God and I am not, and I just thought I'd let you go. 'Cause you're a God and I am not, and I just thought that you would know. You're a God and I am not, and I just thought I'd let you go.
Thank you very much. Buy a cat. We're going to do a song by Amy Winehouse that we covered that's on all digital platforms. Also, a video is out there on YouTube as well. So, hope you guys enjoy it.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water. And I think of all the things and what you're doing. In my head I paint a picture. 'Cause since I've come on home, well, my body's been a mess. And I missed your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Valerie, Valerie, Valerie. Did you have to go to jail? Put your house on up for sale? Did you get a good lawyer? I hope you didn't catch a tan. Hope you find the right man who'll fix it for you. And are you shopping anywhere? Change the color of your hair. Are you busy? And did you have to pay a fine? You were dodging all the time. Are you still dizzy? 'Cause since I've come on home, well, my body's been a mess. And I missed your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Valerie, Valerie, Valerie. Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water. And I think of all the things and what you're doing. In my head I paint a picture. 'Cause since I've come on home, well, my body's been a mess. And I missed your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Valerie, 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 Valerie. Why don't you come on over, Valerie?
Thank you.
Thank you.